Hello everyone! The end of the year is almost here, and that means it's time for another Game of the Year list. Today, I will give you guys a list of the best roguelike deck builder games of the year 2025. Before we go into the list, I want to show you a game that's doing something really fresh in the roguelike deck building genre. It's called Deckland, and it definitely deserves a quick spotlight. Deckland is a story-driven Asian fantasy deck-building game, built around a powerful journey of fate, emotion, and redemption. The story begins with Lang, the strongest Taoist in the world. In his mission to protect the one he cares about, he seeks more and more power. But to reach that strength, he makes a dangerous choice. He seals away all his emotions, his kindness, compassion, and humanity. This forbidden technique gives him incredible power, but it also unleashes chaos across the world. With his emotions stripped away, Lang turns into a force of destruction, and monsters begin to flood the land. To fix what has been broken, the sealed good personality, you, the player, appears. Guided by Release, a Taoist who loses his body and becomes a wandering soul, you begin a journey to reclaim Lang's humanity and confront the disaster he created. On your journey, you'll build powerful decks, meet unforgettable characters, and slowly close the gap between you and your other half, the emotionless Lang. And when the final moment comes, your choices will shape one of three endings: the path of revenge, the path of sacrifice, or the path of truth. Now let's talk about the gameplay. Let me show you the real magic of Deckland, the card synthesis system. This isn't just deck compression, it's full-on fusing two cards to make your own brand new super synergy skill. Like, watch this. I take a basic attack card, mix it with a movement card, and boom! Now, I've got a completely new strategy. It feels insanely fun discovering combos and creating your own must-win cards. And check out these visuals. This isn't pixel art. It's detailed, hand-drawn line art with beautiful shaders and dynamic lighting. The world literally looks like a moving Korean painting. Super clean on the eyes, but still deep and atmospheric. The combat is also a huge surprise. Yes, it's turn-based deck building, but look at this. You can physically dodge enemy attacks. Using movement talismans, you time your escape right as the boss swings. It makes every turn feel alive, not just click a card and wait. And the best part? Even if you die, it's not game over. Thanks to the permanent wealth inheritance system, everything you collect stays with you. So every run gets easier and you come back stronger. No frustration, only growth. Deckland gained attention for its rich Korean-inspired world, unique storytelling, and strong artistic direction. It earned a top 50 spot in IndieCraft for 2 years in a row, won Best Game Business, collaborated with the NC Dinos baseball team, and has now secured a publishing deal with CFK, a global publisher. Deckland will launch on Steam sometime around March 2026, and honestly, if you're tired of same old deck builders and want something with creativity, strategy, and gorgeous art, this is absolutely worth wishlisting. The Steam link is in the description. Go wishlist it now and check it out for yourself. Barrel Roll is a turn-based roguelike deck builder, but instead of cards, you load different bullets into your 6-shooter. The order you place them in creates cool combos that help you take down enemies. You can also see what enemies are about to do when their timer hits 0, so every turn feels like a small puzzle. Delay their attack, hit them hard, or reload at the perfect moment. It's not the deepest deck builder out there, and it's not super long, but it's fast, it feels great, and it looks incredibly stylish. Using special skills is also super satisfying, and planning out each turn scratches that classic deck builder itch. This game is stylish, fun, and only $5. Honestly, what more could you ask for? Three Kingdoms. The Blood Moon is a turn-based roguelike deck builder where you play as a general from the Shu Kingdom. You start the game with basic cards like attack, dodge, heal, and buff, and as you progress, you'll find treasures that upgrade your deck and help you take down tougher bosses. The game gives you 4 different characters, each with their own style, so every run feels fresh and replayable. Gameplay-wise, the game really feels familiar with Slay the Spire. It's simple, fun, and easy to get into. But once you understand how everything works, the game can get pretty easy. After a few runs, you'll start discovering those broken combos that make you feel insanely strong. Replicat is a roguelike deck builder with a cool twist. It mixes deck building with memory matching, but in a way that completely breaks the usual rules. Matching cards is only the start. As you play, you'll stack powerful effects that change everything. You will reveal extra cards, keep tiles flipped, match special jokers, and even force mismatched pairs to count as a success. Memory helps, but the real fun is in building a deck that gets stronger, weirder, and more unpredictable. All in all, the game is super fun, the cat art is adorable, and the colors and patterns have this cute, whimsical vibe. The fact that some of the cards are memes just makes it even better.
Thick fog, Hugo. But this is no
Hunter's Moon. A Sovereign Syndicate adventure is a Victorian steampunk fantasy roguelike, set in a world filled with twisted creatures and corrupted wildlife. In this game, you can pick from 4 unique classes. You can be a brute who smashes everything, a skilled soldier with deadly weapons, or an alchemist who uses potions, poisons, and explosives. Each character has their own playstyle, and you can build a deck that matches the way you like to fight. The game is very fun, but fairly short, roguelike deck builder. One of the nicest things about the game is the developer, super active and incredibly helpful. Some players mentioned broken achievements, and the dev responded and fixed them within a day.
But we must come prepared. With the right tools and planning, we will succeed. And not a moment too soon.
Lost for Swords is a roguelike deck builder with a cool twist. The cards in your deck actually shape the rooms you explore. Every card you pick isn't just an ability, it becomes part of the dungeon itself. Every choice in this game matters. One wrong move can ruin your whole run, and one smart combo can save everything. That risk and reward feeling makes every run exciting, almost like you're building your own little story turn by turn. You're always thinking ahead, always planning, and that's what keeps it so fun to play. The card synergy is amazing too. When you pull off a combo, it feels earned, not random. The game rewards creativity, and even when you lose, it doesn't feel unfair. You always learn something for your next run. Ever wondered what Balatro would be like if it used dice instead of cards? That's exactly what Dice with Death is all about. You're literally rolling dice against death. Yes, the Grim Reaper himself. No story, no drama, just you, death, and a mountain of dice in the afterlife. Your goal is simple: survive for as long as possible before death eventually destroys you. If you've played Balatro, the game's idea will feel familiar. You roll dice to create poker-style hands like pairs, straights, and full houses. For example, rolling 2 1s and 3 3s gives you a full house. The game's still in early access, but it's already incredibly fun and super addicting. Starless Abyss is a pretty ambitious roguelike deck builder with a cool and unique idea. The game is set in a future where strange creatures from another dimension are invading the universe, and humanity fights back using a mix of science and occult power. But let's keep it simple and talk about what makes it interesting. You start as a battle-hardened pilot who controls up to 3 fighter ships. The twist is that you'll die a lot and get brought back over and over again. At first, your character forgets everything after each death, but slowly those memories return, and the psychological pressure starts to show. Each run is called a timeline. Whether you win or lose, that timeline ends, your save file levels up, and you unlock new cards, new artifacts, new ships, and sometimes a new character. So you're constantly progressing even when you fail. Merge Maestro is a fast, fun, combo-focused, roguelike deck builder puzzle game. The idea is simple. You merge cute emoji-style tokens to make stronger ones and use them to wipe out waves of enemies. Here's how it works. You place tokens on the board, and when you merge 2 of the same type, they level up, and higher-level tokens hit way harder. After every wave, you get to pick a new token to add to your set. With over 300 unique tokens, each with its own special effect, you're always discovering something new. The runs are quick though, usually around 15 to 30 minutes, and as you win, you will unlock new difficulties, challenges, and emojis. But the real progression comes from learning how the tokens interact and mastering the game's synergies.
logos display a complete...
Railroads and Catacombs is a really fun roguelike deck builder. It's not the smoothest experience, but man, it's a blast. At first, the game feels overwhelming, like you're barely surviving, but the more you learn the mechanics, the more everything clicks. Different powers mix together in really cool ways, and once you start combining the right warpaths, you can create a character that feels almost unstoppable, even against the toughest bosses. The art is gorgeous, the animations look great, and overall the game has a lot of style. Room transitions can be a bit sudden, and some areas look similar, but honestly, it didn't take away from the fun. Grinding for resources and leveling up was still satisfying, especially knowing this was all made by one developer.
Some have their own way of saying goodbye.
The name Cube Chaos doesn't explain much, but honestly, it's perfect. Because yes, everything is a cube, and yes, it gets chaotic fast. This is a strategy roguelike deck builder where you move across a map, choose your path, and fight battles on each node. Your goal is simple: reach the final boss, beat it, and survive all the cube-shaped madness along the way. You start as a dwarf priest, but as you play more, you'll unlock a huge list of classes, species, perks, curses, and different cubes that completely change your playstyle. And the best part? Everything, and I mean everything, is a cube. Your units, your towers, your spells, even the projectiles you shoot, all cubes. The real fun comes from how all these cubes interact and build into crazy strategies. Commander Quest is a super fun mix of deck building, roguelike action, and an auto-battler with a bit of real-time strategy, and it does it in a really fun way. What makes it stand out is how everything matters. Your positioning, your counters, your combos, and the way you build your deck. All of it comes together to make a gameplay loop that's addictive and easy to get lost in. The game has a strong core, it just needs less randomness to reach its full potential. With improvements to deck building, events, map variety, factions, and hero balance, it could easily become one of the standout roguelike deck builders on Steam. Crush the Industry is a roguelike deck builder that really delivers. Visually, the game looks great, mixing cartoon-style pixel art with tons of personality. The character sprites are adorable, and every environment is packed with color and detail. Gameplay-wise, it's simple but super addictive as well. You will draw 3 cards each turn and have 4 energy to spend. Each card costs energy, and once you play one, it instantly gets replaced with a new draw from your deck. You can also cycle cards, basically swap them out, to set up better combos. Everything connects in fun ways, and those interactions let you build some very clever strategies. Overlooting is an inventory management roguelike deck builder where every run feels different. Your skill tree changes each time, your loot changes, and your strategy has to adapt on the fly. You will play as a small but unusual team on a mission to stop a new dark force taking over the world. Your main job in this game is looting equipment. Every item belongs to a set, and when you equip enough pieces from the same set, you unlock special bonuses. The gameplay loop feels solid, and it's really satisfying when you figure out which item sets work well together. The only catch is that you might discover the best strategy pretty fast, the stats that matter most, the sets that break the game, and that can make it easier to climb through the difficulties, but honestly, being overpowered is part of the fun. My Card is Better Than Your Card is an adorable but surprisingly tough roguelike deck builder where you actually create your own cards using a bunch of colorful stickers. The whole game really captures that childhood feeling of playing homemade card games with friends. You know, when kids argue, "No way, my card is stronger," that's the exact energy here. You will throw stickers onto your cards to give them new abilities, and by the end of a run, your cards get so overloaded with powers they barely fit on the screen. It's chaotic, silly, and honestly super fun. The art style nails also that nostalgic vibe, bright colors, soft shapes, and cheerful chiptune music that sounds like it came straight from a Saturday morning cereal commercial.
Day 12.
If you love monster collectors, roguelikes, and deck builder games, Decktamer is basically the perfect mix. Some people said the game is too hard, which almost made me skip the game, but I'm glad I didn't, because the game is really fun, has a lot of depth, and yes, it is beatable even on the hardest difficulty. It's tough, sure, but in a good way. Every fight feels like a puzzle where you need to think carefully. Do you risk losing a creature just to tame a stronger one? Is a trade worth it? Or do you go for high risk, high reward, or play it safe and keep your team stable? These choices are constant, and that's what makes it so addicting. If you're the type who plays XCOM 2 and reloads your save every time a favorite soldier dies, this game might stress you out. But if you enjoy smart, puzzle-like challenges and love figuring out how mechanics fit together, then this game is absolutely worth your time. Last year, Balatro took over the roguelike deck builder scene with its poker-style gameplay. Now, Aotenjo Infinite Hands is here with a fresh twist, and this time built around Mahjong, with deeper strategy and crazier combos. The basics are simple. You make sets by matching 3 tiles in a row or 3 of the same tile, and finish it off with a pair to complete your hand. But here's where it gets interesting. Every turn, your score stacks on top of your previous plays, letting you build massive, explosive combos. It's a mix of strategy, luck, and finding the perfect synergies to push your score higher and higher. SpellRogue is a dice-based deck builder that mixes classic roguelike action with a clean, modern feel. The idea is straightforward. Each round, you roll a set of dice, and those dice power your spells. You use them to attack, heal, or trigger different magical effects. Dice mechanics aren't new, but SpellRogue makes them feel polished and satisfying. You can choose from 4 elemental mages, each with a totally different playstyle, and as you unlock more abilities, you can pull off some really fun spell combos. The best part is discovering synergies. You will start chaining spells, reusing dice, and stacking effects to create some wild setups. With artifacts, upgrades, and potions added in, there's a ton of room to experiment and build your own strategy. Yao-Guai Hunter is a roguelike deck builder inspired by Wuxia and Chinese mythology. You will play as a martial artist fighting evil spirits, collecting new cards, and unlocking strong inner skills. The game feels a bit like Slay the Spire, but with kung fu and ancient legends mixed in. The gameplay is smooth, the art looks great, and each character has their own unique style. It doesn't try to reinvent the genre, but it delivers what makes deck builders fun. Smart choices, cool combos, and steady progression. The only downside is the English translation. It's a little rough sometimes, but still readable, and after a few runs you'll get used to it. With better translation, the game could feel even better. As We Descend is a roguelike deck builder where you play as the leader of a massive city that's slowly sinking into the planet. Your goal is to keep the city alive. You will repair systems, gather resources from dangerous areas, and defend it from whatever threats appear next. Every action from exploring to fighting runs through your deck of cards. The coolest part is that when you fail, it's not just a normal restart. The city is rebuilt centuries later, and you're shaping a new civilization based on the choices you made before. The game mixes the strategy of Civilization, the tension of Frostpunk, and the replayability of a classic roguelike. LONESTAR is a sci-fi roguelike deck builder that gives off strong FTL vibes, but with its own twist. In this game, you play as a space bounty hunter traveling across the galaxy, tracking down criminals, upgrading your ship, and jumping into turn-based space battles focused on smart movement and resource management. Each fight happens on a tactical grid. You will line up your weapons, manage your ship's power, and try to outplay enemy attacks instead of just firing non-stop. It's strategic but still relaxed, and I like that the goal is to capture enemies instead of blowing them up. It gives the game a lighter, more playful feel compared to FTL's intense, do-or-die style. Die in the Dungeon is a cute roguelike deck builder. But instead of using cards, you will collect dice. You dive into dungeons, pull dice from your pouch, and place them on a small grid to attack, defend, or boost your stats. Red dice deal damage, blue and green keep you alive, and purple dice multiply your effects. The fun comes from finding smart combos and making every roll count. As you go deeper, you can level up your dice, collect new ones, and grab relics that give special bonuses. The enemies also get tougher, from small mobs to big bosses, so you'll constantly adjust your setup and think ahead. The game looks adorable, plays smoothly, and has that addictive one more run feeling. It's simple to pick up, but still challenging enough to keep you hooked. StarVaders is a roguelite deck builder that mixes tactical grid combat, fast alien battles, and smart deck building into one fun experience. It's kind of like Slay the Spire meets Into the Breach, but in space with aliens trying to invade Earth. You will control a mech at the bottom of a narrow grid while alien ships drop in from above. Each turn, you play cards to move, attack, and pull off cool combos. Maybe you slide to the side to line up a laser shot, hit one enemy, and chain it into another for a double kill. But you can't spam everything. Your mech will overheat, so choosing your actions carefully is part of the strategy. With that in mind, the game also looks great. The chunky comic-style art, bold colors, and punchy sound effects make it feel like you're playing a sci-fi cartoon.
Keeper, standing by.
Backpack Battles is an auto-battler mixed with inventory management, and it captures the same spirit you'd expect from a roguelike deck builder. In this game, you will pick a class like Ranger, Berserker, or Pyromancer, then buy items from a shop and place them inside your backpack. Your backpack starts small, so you begin with simple stuff, like a wooden sword, a rock bag, maybe a healing potion, and then head into a fight. But here's the catch. You're not actually fighting a real player. You're fighting the build they created before. The combat is automatic, so you just watch your character and their character battle it out based on the items you packed. Win or lose, you return to the shop with more coins to buy better items, or even expand your backpack so you can cram in more stuff. Nine Kings is a blend of roguelike, deck builder, and auto-battler, where you defend your kingdom from waves of tiny, angry armies. You play as a ruler controlling a 3x3 grid of land, and you'll place units, buildings, and towers to protect it. Each turn, you will draw cards, set up your defenses, and then watch the battle play out. Win, and your kingdom keeps getting stronger. Lose, and everything collapses. The fun part is how creative the game lets you be. Each king comes with a unique deck. Some focus on gold, others on nature, magic, or pure brute force. And when you beat another king, you can mix their cards with yours to create some crazy combos. Monster Train 2 is the sequel to the hit Roguelike Deckbuilder, and it takes everything great from the first game and pushes it even further. Even if you never played the original, it's super easy to jump in and enjoy. This time, the story flips. Instead of angels attacking hell, demons are now invading heaven. You will ride a giant battle train straight into the sky, fighting through one chaotic showdown after another. The best part of Monster Train 2 is discovering powerful combos. Every run lets you mix two clans together, and finding broken synergies feels amazing. One run you're building a massive tank that can't be stopped, the next you're spawning tiny units that grow stronger every turn. The game constantly gives you new upgrades, artifacts, and buffs, so each battle feels explosive and exciting. That's all for today's list. Subscribe and like for more exciting new roguelike and roguelite games. That's it, and see you next time.